region hosted it, we won it. So 3 consecutive times UCC won the soccer. So this is another major milestone. And then WAFA, we were 3rd. I think in their history in the Ghana Premier League, I think that was the highest achievement, or that is the highest achievement for them in the history of the Ghana Premier League. And I remember the euphoria leading to the game. Hasselhoff had already won the league, and then they came, when they got to the toll booth, started with the bobo, Jama, everything. They thought they were coming to finishers. We also needed to win that game to be where I think come to GS. I think the one I won, the Milo games I won with Eastern Region 2003 when Central Region hosted it in Cape Coast is another major milestone that I think I can talk about in my football career.
Coach, you very well. You have had quite a lot of experience here on the domestic scene, and you know that obviously is because you were able to push yourself to do quite a bit. Now, the institution of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, it's one that has a cult following, has so many fans. You know, you did the most important thing. It called on you again
for staying with us
in
on our various channels, and
to go back and
as
do what
usual,
you
I'm
did
glad to welcome you to
the first time.
another special conversation. I
Tell me
mentioned
about
to you towards the end of
the
the year
relationship
that
that
we
you
were
were
going to be having
able to,
these one-on-one
for instance,
conversations
build with
with
certain
key ones
key
of that
persons.
that
One of them
have a
being
lot of
you too,
bearing
for
when it
who is
comes
the
to our outlook
life patron
for
of the
the year
club.
2026. And that's
Going
the reason
before
why
him,
we're having
him
this
tasking
particular
you
conversation.
that my son
Well,
go
he
and
has
get
had
a job.
a massive run when it comes to building himself with club football in Ghana. At the highest heights of his journey in club football, he was able to lift Ghana's most coveted trophy in club football, which is the Ghana Premier League trophy. Based on that, he was named Ghana's Coach of the Year by the prestigious Ghana Football Awards. Now, after that journey, he's been doing a lot of reflection and looking back at his career and making himself available for many other opportunities. And that's the reason why he saw himself handle the Black Stars B-side known as the Black Galaxies, and now eventually the fulcrum or the foundation of growth for our national male football teams, which is the national under-17 team, the Black Starlets. When we come to the conversation around the Black Starlets, we do know that Ghana has a big point of pride in that particular team because of the success stories of 1991 and 1995 by clinching the FIFA Under-17 World Cup trophies. Those success stories will remain in the hearts of many for a very long time to come. But how do we reorganize ourselves, and how do we work the journey back and get ourselves into that place of pride that we were previously known for? My guest for this conversation, for this special edition, is Coach Dr. Prosper Natheh Ogum, a man who wove himself very well from the academia into football and has stayed here since. Coach, good to see you, and thank you so much for making the time.
Good to see you too, Nat. Good to see you.
It's been such a long time. We've been doing a lot of back and forth, and finally we're here.
Finally, we are here.
Very well. You know what we're talking about? You look good, by the way.
Thank you. You're looking good too.
Thank you. You know, Coach, we've been talking about something, about you're keeping this particular physique for many years now. You wear a waist size 32, if I'm not correct?
Yes, you are right.
Yeah, and you've maintained this for how many years?
25 years.
That's amazing.
Yes.
What do you do for fitness?
Do some jogging, light to medium levels of exercise. And then apart from that too, I try to watch my diet, what I eat, when I eat, and how much I eat. So I can keep to the shape.
Amazing. Amazing stuff there. And that also means a lot of discipline.
Absolutely.
The same discipline that you want to transfer to the next generation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Amazing. A lot has happened in the year of 2025 as we reflect and as we look at the major assignment ahead of you in the year of 2026. We'd want to just position things in their right place. And we want to flip the first chapter of this conversation and focus on your journey in coaching. I mean, vis-a-vis how you transitioned from the academia into coaching. That's a very interesting one because you were doing fine and very well as a lecturer at the University of Cape Coast.
Yes. Actually, growing up somewhere along the line, I wanted to be a footballer.
I see.
I played football.
Okay.
So that was my dream, playing good football, watching good football. So when I couldn't make it as a footballer, I said to myself, then I want to be a coach, because it's also an organ within the football industry or the football ecosystem. So
what was it that, cut short the dream of?
Actually, it was my mom. My mom was one of the main reasons, and one of his main reasons was that football and spiritism, issues of juju and what have you, and then pair our Christian background. My mom is an astute, or the family is an astute Christian family. So looking at what she's heard, and then the things that they do, which she has not really experienced, but then out of what she's heard, she was afraid that going into football, I might be tempted to go and practice those things. So he was not happy. Even though I'll be in the house, friends, colleagues will call me, come and play football. So he knew I was a good footballer.
What position did you play?
I was a striker. So
I see.
In the days of the late 80s to the 90s, to the early 90s, it was Van Basten. And that was when I was in secondary school. So I was called Van Basten by my schoolmates. And then when I went to college, that was when Ronaldo Nazario de Lima was also in the limelight. So when I went to training college, which is Brekum Training College, I was called Ronaldo because of the way I played. So I was actually a very good footballer, and I knew how to score goals. So if you look at even the way I set up my teams that I've coached, we look more attacking oriented. Yes, because I played as an attacker. So that was the reason why I couldn't make it to the highest level. I played for Hasselhoff, the youth side, the Auroras. I played for Adriana. I played for a few teams around, but then I couldn't make it.
Did you have any family member or someone who was close to the family who attempted to change your mother's mind about that particular, belief?
No, unfortunately, even some of my siblings also supported her.
Oh.
So it became a very difficult thing. Well, I come from a family of academia. I mean, you have to go to school, and then I'm the fifth born, and the first four were already doing well in school. So being the fifth born, trying to stay away from the status quo, go and play football was a haram to my mom. So I had to stay in school and then learn and then move on as somebody she wanted to be.
When you look back, would you say maybe your mother had cause to be worried? When you look back, I mean, you've seen, not necessarily at the clubs where you played, but general practices within various tiers of football which go to have people to turn a neck or may look bizarre. This particular practice is a little bizarre, because of which someone sitting somewhere would say, look, this is juju, voodoo, or whatever they call it.
She's not. I mean, she's rather happy now because everywhere, I mean, she hears of me on radio, TV, people talking about me, both the negative and the positive. And I like one thing about her, especially when the negatives are being said. She tells me, once I know that what they are saying is never true, I shouldn't be worried. I should rather focus on myself. And if I have the opportunity, I should prove them wrong. So, I mean, she's happy when I go home and she sees me. She's very old now. When I go and she sees me, she's happy. When there's a game that I'm the coach, they are able to bring her to come and sit down to watch, and she's happy. So, to me, I would say that I can't really tell that if she has any regrets that she didn't allow me to play football, and I've not asked her. But then she's happy that gotten to, and then I'm still coaching.
Amazing stuff. Well, if you just joined us, we're having this conversation and looking back on 2025 and projecting into 2026 with Coach Dr. Prosper Nathaniel Ogum. He is the head coach of Ghana's under-17 male football team, and there is a major assignment coming up in April 2026 in Morocco, and that will be the the under-17 AFCON, one tournament Ghana hasn't qualified for the last 8 years, and that in itself is another part of the conversation we'll be having very soon. But we're building things up from the early stages and what got him finally to step into this place, which obviously now looks like he was destined to be here. Coach, you managed to, hang your football dreams to pursue work in the academia. How did that go? And at which point did you say, something, I'm taking this coaching course, I need to go into coaching and all of that?
Yeah, that was when I graduated from college. So there was a day I went back to college to visit a friend. And then fortunately, I met my PE teacher, Mr. Wuni. I think he was a former director for Bosum Pim or Bosum Chin, Director of Education, but he's currently at Techima. I met him and he asked me, I went to play a game. I left college and I was still going to Brekum to go and play matches. I was playing for a club called Republicans. So I was then teaching at New Ebrim, where Newmont, Ghana is currently based. So on Friday, when I finish with my classes, I'll just go and then go and play the game. So I met him and he asked me, what am I doing? And I told him that I actually came to visit a friend on campus, which is the principal's nephew. So I've come to visit him. And he asked me, where am I? I said, I'm at New Ebrim, that's where I'm teaching. And then he asked me, so apart from that, what brought me to town? I said, I'm coming to play a game. And he was like, I want to ask you something. What do you want to do? Then I told him, I want to be a footballer, but from the look of things, it's not possible. So I want to transition into coaching. So I told him that even as at that time that he was speaking with me, I had been appointed as the regional under-12 coach for GES, Eastern Region. I was the coach. So I've been coached those times when Milo Games was Milo Games. I was the coach for Eastern Region. I won Milo in 2003, 2003, and then 2004, we rise up to Ashanti Region. But then in 2003, we played against Northern Region in Cape Coast. Cape Coast Central Region hosted it, and we won. So I told him I'm the coach. And he said, okay, if that is the case, you know what? Go to the university and pursue physical education, where you learn about the science of coaching. I said, really? He said, yes. Fortunately, forms had been rolled out for sale. So there and then, I bought a form in Brekum, posted the form in Brekum. And then I was there when I received the call that I've gotten admission, so I should come. So I went, and because of my passion and drive to become a coach, and then the university decided to keep me and then give me the opportunity to pursue my master's degree. So in my master's degree, I did curriculum and instruction in physical education or in coaching, which basically is about sports pedagogy, how to design training programs, how to design academic programs in sports. So that was what I did. Then after that, too, the university gave me the opportunity again to pursue my PhD. So it was after my master's that I was appointed as a lecturer. But then when I finished the first degree and the university retained me, they retained me as a senior research assistant. And basically, I was given some courses to teach and also be mentored by some top professors and senior lecturers. So I was given the opportunity to also do my PhD, and I decided to choose sports psychology. And then from there, that was actually the turning point.
That obviously added quite a bit to you in terms of your intellect and all of that. And talk about the process of producing people, producing human resource for the country. How fulfilled do you feel when you look back and sometimes you look at some of the people you taught back in school and all of that?
very fulfilled. I mean, some of them have become coaches, some of them too have become sports administrators, some in football, some in athletics, different disciplines. So if I look at those I've engaged or I've taught in academia, at the university, at senior high school, some of them are doing well. When it comes to the game itself, those I've coached, I coached the university team as an honorary coach from 2009 until I left the university in 2021. I was the honorary coach for the university, so I coach a lot of them. And some of them.
And this is the University of Cape Coast?
University of Cape Coast. And some of them too, when I had the opportunity to coach certain teams, I selected some of them to go and play. So to come and play the team. If you look at teams I've coached, I started with, apart from the University of Cape Coast team, I started with a Division 2 team. And let me tell you something, very interesting story. I was then in level 400 when now Professor Yabidiakum came to my department that he has a team at Esioko. It's a town just before Asamankese. So he came to the department to look for a coach for his team, knowing that it's a physical education and sports department. So he came there. Unfortunately, he met one of the lecturers, and the lecturer told him, the group of students we have, okay, Prosper will be the right person. So he gave him my number, and then he called me. So I started coaching as a division coach without any license as at then. So I started coaching. So that was my first team I coached. And now that is the team that is there, that is in Division 1 as University of Cape Coast Youngsters FC. I was the first person to coach that team. And then from there, I went to Elmina Sharks. From Elmina Sharks, I went to Ebusuan Dwarfs. From Ebusuan Dwarfs, I went to Karela. From Karela to Wafa. And then from Wafa to Asante Kotoko.
Wow, an amazing journey indeed. But before we get into how the journey treated you, especially with the clubs in the Ghana Premier League, tell me about the competitive structure within our tertiary institutions and what you would want to see happen in terms of enhance it and make it better so that the nation can benefit better from it.
Yeah, I think when it comes to talent, we have a lot at the universities, because if you go and watch the university games in all disciplines, I mean football, volleyball, handball, all the disciplines, you can see genuine talents there. But then I think because of the structure, the main reason why everybody goes there is to earn a certificate in various programs that they study. So it doesn't really allow the students to actually be more oriented or driven into taking part in sports. So if you look at football, for instance, a lot of players there. But then the issue is the university knows that you've come to the university to come and study, not to come and play football, come and play volleyball, come and run. They know that you've come there on merit. The entry requirement, you qualify, so you are there. So if you don't focus on your academics, and then you focus so much on sports and you fail, you are failed. That is the thing. So sometimes some of them enter the university, and then because of this particular structure, they lose interest. You are writing quiz, early morning you have to wake up 6:30. I remember myself getting up at 6:30 to go and teach was a problem, because 6:30, it means by 6 you have to be there, set up your projector, everything, so that by 6:30 you can start teaching. So some of these things made some of the students who had genuine talent to participate in different disciplines, handball, hockey, football, and what have you, not to engage. They come level 100, they show so much interest. And sometimes some of them at level 100, they show so much interest because of issues of accommodation. You know, when you play for your hall, when you play for the university, they give you that preference so that you'll be accommodated in traditional hall. So they take part. So if you see some of the students continually taking part, it is because of this incentive to be able to have some sort of accommodation, or some of them to have that academic assistance, which is scholarship. But then, if to me, if we are to have a structure, like when you go to US, the way they run their structure, their academic structure, where they give extra points for students who take part in extracurricular activities like sports, then I'm sure some of these students will be motivated and will be focused and blend their academic work with their sporting lifestyle. And if this happens, then we'll be able to, get these talents to transition into the national level and then into the international level. Nat, you know what, when you go to US, most of their athletes, where do they come from? They come from the colleges. Yeah. They call it college, we call it university here. They come from the colleges. That's where most of their basketball, whatever, cricket, baseball, they're all coming from their colleges, which is the university. So it is their structure. They've structured it in such a way that you can still, unearth and consolidate your talent whilst you are still studying or vis-a-vis your studies, and it works. So we have to. And then again, I think we don't have the facilities. We don't have the facilities.
I was coming to that.
Yes, yeah. We don't have the facilities. The facilities are not there. The facilities to practice. So let's take, for instance, if the pitches are there and there are floodlights, it's up to the students and the coaches to manage their time. So you know that you go to lectures by 6 or by 6:30, you are done. Then if the floodlights are there, then this athlete can go to training, let's say 7:30 to 9 o'clock, he goes to freshen up, and then he can rest. But then the training time also falls within the academic time. So it makes it difficult for students to balance these two. And it's all because the facilities are not there. If the facilities are to be there, they go there, they have a changing room, so you can even go to lecture, you have your things in your bag, you go there, there's a changing room, you go and freshen up, you change into your performance attire or your apparel. After that, you change again, you wear your normal thing. If it's a shuttle, you have to sit in, you sit in and go to your hall or wherever you are to go and to go and rest, and then wait for the following day. But then I think we lack something like this within the university system. So it is making it difficult for students who naturally have the potential to consolidate their potentials while they are in school.
Dr. Prosper Natheh Ogum, he is the head coach of the Black Starlets team, Ghana's under-17 male football team, who have qualified for the AFCON for Morocco next year for the first time in 8 years. We're capturing bits of his journey and his thoughts on some of the various, descriptions within our setup, within our sports, and within the general football ecosystem. Now, Coach, you then got yourself into club football, and you've had your run with these 5 clubs. What would be the major lesson from this whole journey? We're going to take them one after the other, but what is one major lesson that you've learned going through all of these clubs in the Ghana Premier League?
I think it's about having an open mind and an inquiring mind. It's one key thing that I think it has actually helped me or I've learned. Sometimes the opinions are many, and it all boils down to having a good performance and results. So many people will bring their opinions on board, trying to make sure that at the end of the day, there's optimal performance and the results are achieved. So starting from the university up to where I am now, I think it's one thing I've learned, because the players know how to play. The supporters and your employers, they also know how to watch. You are also a coach, you know how to coach. And it's all about one thing: individual performance, group performance, and team performance. The group, let's say the defensive line, the midfield line, the attacking line. You want to individually improve upon their performance, and then as a group, and then the whole team. So others will also bring in their opinions, and then you need to listen to them go back to your room, reflect over these opinions, those that fit the upcoming game or the upcoming event. You try to incorporate them into your plans, already existing plans that you have, so that at the end of the day, you are able to get the performance and the results. Sometimes, some of these stakeholders, when they talk, you as a coach, you go and try to implement them. You go to training, you implement them, but then the players go on the field, and sometimes it doesn't work. So they are tempted to think that they told you something and you refuse to listen, because when they told you, they never showed up at the training grounds. So they are not aware that what they told you, you practice them at the training ground. But unfortunately, it was a bad day at the office, and therefore, the error or the shortfall that they saw previously again repeated itself. So sometimes you need time, you need that patience, you need that humility to engage them and let them understand that whatever they told you, you listened to them in good faith, went and discussed them with your backroom staff, and went to the training grounds to implement them. Unfortunately, it didn't work. So it's all about the approach. So to me, I mean, having an open and inquiring mind is a key component in our game, and I think it is one thing across my journey from the university or from GES as a U12 coach up to where I am now that I think I've learned, and it has influenced me and made me who I am today. Somebody asks, what do you think is one thing that if you had the opportunity, you ask your employers to do? I told him I would want them to be at the training grounds every day, but then unfortunately, they are also businessmen. They have other things they have to do to get the financial, the money, the financial muscle to be able to come and pay all of us, so that we can also eat good food and get a better place to sleep. So they cannot come there. That is it.
Amazing. Now, the clubs. You have experience with a minimum of 5 clubs in the Ghana Premier League.
Sure.
Moving from one to the other, what did it add to you? If you look at your own self and you do a self-assessment, what did it add to you? Because we've seen many of such examples of coaches who have, probably you describe them as journeymen who've just been around and been everywhere.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, I think out of these clubs I've coached, 4 of them are traditional clubs. Elmina Sharks is a traditional club. All they know is win. Ebusuan Dwarfs, ID Pandi, IDK, all that they know is win. Karela is the same thing. For Karela, I didn't keep that long there. I think I was there for just 3 months, and then I left.
What was wrong?
Contract issues. They were delaying trying to let me have my contract and sign. Initially, I didn't want to go, but then some respectable people engaged me and asked me to go and give them the benefit of the doubt. And the agreement was that when I get there, the following day, it will be signed. And then I realized they were going back and forth with me, and I decided I didn't want to be in trouble with anybody. So if that's the case, let me live in peace. So peacefully, I left. That was the time of D.O.C. Taylor, Kwabena Boateng, Godfred Yeboah, Darlington. I think he went to Mediama. Great players. Yeke was there himself. All these players were there. So I had to live peacefully and move on. And then if you look at Asante Kotoko, it's all about win. The only club that I think was a bit relaxed and a bit let me say calm, a bit relaxed and a bit calm was Wafa. That is purely a developmental project where the kids come in from under 12, they transition to under 15, under 17, and then from there they come to the first team. So out of this, I think one thing that I think I've learned is about having that calm disposition, having that calm disposition in the face of pressure, in the face of adversity. So basically, I'll use one thing to describe it, or one terminology to describe it: mental toughness. It has made me mentally tough, and mentally tough. I've said it 3 times because all these teams are teams that are result-oriented. They make sure that they win at all the time. Other stakeholders try to play their roles, diverse roles, to make sure that optimal performance is achieved and the result too is also achieved. So I would say that these teams have made me mentally tough. They've made me thick-skinned. Actually, I'm a thick-skinned person already, but I think it has doubled it, or it has tripled it.
So that means that things like relieving you of your position in the club are things that don't really move you?
At all. I remember telling my wife and my kids that this job, you can be hired and fired at any point in time. So this is what, when I was leaving academia full time, I remember some of the elders I consult, they were looking at job security.
Exactly.
Especially when I was going to Asante Kotoko.
Yeah.
Some people thought it was a crazy decision. You are here as a lecturer, you go and teach, you have your peace of mind, you can just coach teams around, and then you say you are leaving the university, go and coach full time. I mean, to some, it didn't make sense. But then to me, it was something that I saw to be an opportunity as a young, upcoming coach to let the whole of the country and Africa to know that I'm also there. So to me, it was a good opportunity for me. So I took it, let me put it that way. I took the opportunity, and then I was able to make it.
Kumasi Asante Kotoko is one that is a big chapter within your career because of the achievements you made.
Sure.
Within the space of a season, you were able to lift the Ghana Premier League trophy. This is one that will be unthinkable if you should suggest it to anybody.
Yes.
What were the factors that aided that feat, the achievement of that feat? What were the combined factors that aided the achievement of that feat?
I think a lot. One, I think discipline was a key factor. The caliber of players I've met too. I met the likes of Budasiru, Ganiu, Christopher Natheh, Mbella, Infege, Stephen Amankuna, Richmond Lamptey, Patrick Asma. These were, I mean, very good players. So all that I needed to do was to have my training content and my training structure in place.
That should also mean that your predecessor did a good job in recruiting these players.
Actually, I was also, yes, but then I also recruited some of these players. I mean, Richmond Lamptey came in when I was coming in, Bella, in Fegi, all of them came in when I was coming in. Who else again? A lot of these young guys. So he did a good job, and then we when I say we, I mean my technical staff, we also try to also bring in other players, which also actually helped in making sure that the team became a unit. Now, if you look at the discipline aspect, that actually helped. And I want to use this opportunity to commend the captain of that time, Ganiu. He was so disciplined to the extent that whatever message you carried across, he was the first person to exemplify it, to show it for everybody to see. We had some challenges though, but then I made them understand that this is Asante Kotoko. If you play a league and you play second, you've not done anything, because the number of times they have been second, uncountable.
Yeah.
All that you can be remembered for as being a former player or a former coach of Asante Kotoko is winning a league. And we have the opportunity to do that. So let's all come together and work as a unit and make sure that on the field and off the field, we adhere to simple rules and regulations. So I set up a lot of rules and regulations for them. Basically, it's about code of conduct, job ethics, basic things that they need to follow to make sure that they stay in lane on the field and off the field. And I think Ghanaian played a key role in making sure that this message got deep down into the minds of these players.
You mentioned your backroom staff, and every other time when we have those casualty situations where a club dispenses with the services of a coach, we would often hear that a technical director will take charge, or that there's a technical director that came in a few months or a few weeks before. Now, there are those who also put up the conspiracy theory that, well, probably whenever you see a Ghanaian Premier League club appoint a technical director, then the substantive coach is going to go away. Mm-hmm. What I want you to tell me in that regard is the relationship that is supposed to exist between a technical director and a head coach.
It should be a deep one. It should be a mutual and admirable relationship. That should be it. A mutual and an admirable relationship.
Well, Coach, many times especially in the Ghana Premier League, you'd realize that some clubs appoint technical directors, but we're unable to see how that relationship works, when it comes to the everyday running of the technical, aspect of the game. And sometimes as well, people will suggest that, look, anytime you see a technical director being appointed by a club, it should just give you the signal that the coach is leaving, which has been the case in a few instances. Now, how does this relationship work? And for you, how do we blend the two so that it works within the Ghanaian context in our Ghana Premier League? A technical director and a head coach.
I think it's an easy decision. Basically, in Akan, they say, so what I'm trying to let you understand is that if you know your job and they are bringing somebody to supervise you, it shouldn't be anything that should be of a worry or a concern to you. I think if such a situation happens, you, the coach, you have to do is to build that mutual relationship with the technical director. He's your boss. In terms of the organogram, he comes before you. And then normally he's more experienced than you, the coach. Or if he's not more experienced than you, the coach, you are almost at the same level. So what you have to do is to relate with him positively, admire him as a person, admire his role, admire what he does. And then the technical director also needs to do the same thing to you. Respect you as a coach, admire your competencies. Whatever you do, he needs to appreciate them. Let me give you an example. When I was in Kotoko, Malik Jaber was my technical director. So look at somebody like Malik Jaber. He's coached at all levels, club level, national team level, even went out to coach Burkina Faso and what have you. And we all know the history of Malik Jaber. So when he was appointed as my technical director, I was so happy because to me, it was an opportunity for me to learn from him. So I was going to his house, we sit down, round table, we take tea or coffee together, we eat, and then we discuss the team, department by department. Sometimes he will call me on phone, sometimes I also call him on phone. Sometimes we go to the training grounds early to talk before the players or the team pass arrives. That was the relationship. So he could tell me what we needed to consolidate and what we needed to strengthen openly without any malice. And I could also tell him my otherwise of what he was thinking of in a very respectable way. I saw him to be my father. I saw him to be somebody that what he has achieved, I'm nowhere near it. So all that I had to do was to respect him, to humble myself and listen to me, and then engage him in constructive, discussions, so that he will be able to help me. And listen to the phrase, he will be able to help me to achieve what I want to achieve. Remember, I'm at the forefront. He is seated behind. He has less pressure. He sees better than me. His lens at training and his lens that he's wearing during games are different from mine. He is seated in a very calm and comfortable position. Up there, over and above me, at the VVIP stance. So he can see everything very well than me. So if after a game, he calls me to tell me that ABCD didn't go well, EFGH went well. So for ABCD, I think that this is what we have to do. Is it not a blessing? So to me, if you have a technical director who respects you as a coach, and you also respect him as a coach, as a technical director, then that synergy of effort and then synergy of, unity will come automatically. And when it happens that way, if you meet the supporters or you meet the board or management, whether things are going well or things are not going well, you all speak the same language. But if that mutual respect and admiration is not there, you are on one side of what is happening and he is also on the other side of what is happening, then it means that the road is blocked. I mean, the future doesn't look bright. So to me, when it comes to this technical directorship issue in Ghana football, I think it's a very good thing. But then if our employers are employing technical directors, they should look at who the coach is, the level of the coach, and whom to bring. So when you bring somebody who is respectable, who is admired, then the work becomes easier. Another thing too is that some of these technical directors, like you rightly said, I mean, when they come in, some of them, when they come in, they have other intentions. Some will meet you, have not experienced it, but this is what I've also heard. Some will meet you, and then they will have a very positive, good conversation with you. And then when they meet your employers, management or board, they see a different thing. When it happens that way, and then the coach gets to hear of it, do you think the coach will like you? He wouldn't like you, because what the two of you discuss is not what a management member is telling you after they had met him. So when it happens this way, it brings friction, and it doesn't go well for the two individuals involved, and then it doesn't also go well for the players and the team in general. So to me, it's good to have technical directors. I see them to be supervisors. And to me, Prosper Nathaniel Ogum, when I'm working and I have somebody who is over and above me and is overseeing to what I do, I'm always so happy. Because I don't carry the cross alone. He's also part of the cross. He also has to carry a part of the cross. I will make sure that you work, you take decisions. Because I will forward my training programs to you, or I'll discuss them with you. I will make sure you come to training to come and watch. And after every training, I'll make sure we do a debriefing. Debriefing is trying to talk through what has happened at training. So always I'll make sure that we are on the same page. And once we are on the same page, you cannot go and stand somewhere and say anything different. If you go and say anything different, then one and phone over can Osawara or Osawara.
Good. Aside lifting the Ghana Premier League trophy at Kotoko, what else, which other major event or events would you look back at and smile? Which other key days or dates for you were significant in that journey at Kumasi Asante Kotoko?
I think when I was voted the coach of the year.
At the Ghana Football Awards?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I remember when I received the call, I became goose pimpled. It was like, so many coaches in Ghana, good quality coaches in Ghana, especially as at the time that I was coaching the likes of Maswell Kunedu, Pakwisi Fabian, Bashir Hayford was at Legon City. Kasim Mengo was at Bechin. These are good, top quality coaches that I respect so much. They have so much experience and exposure than I do. And then I've been selected as a nominee for the Coach of the Year. And eventually I won. You were the MC that day. And
yeah, I remember.
I remember you being so proud that I'm coming from that part of the country, which is Gadangwe, and me being voted as the Coach of the Year. I think it's a significant milestone in my coaching career, being voted the Coach of the Year, looking at the caliber of coaches in the country, and us at that time being voted the Coach of the Year. And then in Bella, the way I was able to, or the way we were able to, I always like the word we, the way we were able to transform him into a killer in front of goal, a clinical finisher, very good player. We saw the potential in him, and then we all decided to put in every effort to make sure that the potential in him becomes so clear and so bright, and he was able to do that. In fact, he and one other guy at Wafa, Augustine Boachi, these are two key players I've coached that when we talk of talent that you cannot describe, these two players have. Augustine Boachi, he was a number 10 player, and Mbella a number 9 player. They can do anything with the ball, anywhere on the field, and then what you don't expect them to do is what they do. So I think this one too is a major milestone in my coaching career. I won the university games for soccer for 3 consecutive times. 2014, the main Gusa, when UCC hosted it, UCC won it. 2015, when Ken UST hosted the mini Gusa games, UCC won it. And then 2016, when University of Education hosted it, we won it. So 3 consecutive times UCC won the soccer. So this is another major milestone. And then Wafa, we were 3rd, I think, in their history in the Ghana Premier League. I think that was the highest achievement, or that is the highest achievement for them in the history of the Ghana Premier League. And I remember the euphoria leading to the game. Hasselhoff had already won the league, and then they came, when they got to the toll booth, started with the bobo, Jama, everything. They thought they were coming to finishers. We also needed to win that game to be, we're I think 6th or 7th as at then.
At the time?
Yes, so we needed to win that game to be 3rd. So we won 1 goal, courtesy Yusuf Atteh's free kick that beat the goalkeeper, and then we were 3rd. So I think it's also another significant milestone. And then when you come to GES, I think the one I won, the Milo Games I won with Eastern Region 2003, when Central Region hosted it in Cape Coast, is another major milestone that I think I can talk about in my football career.
Coach, you, very well. You have had quite a lot of experience here on the domestic scene, and that obviously is because you were able to push yourself to do quite a bit. Now, the institution of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, it's one that has a cult following, has so many fans. You did the most important thing. It called on you again at a certain point in your career to go back and do what you did the first time. Tell me about the relationship that you were able to, for instance, build with certain key persons, one of them being the Otumfo, who is the life patron of the club. Going before him tasking you that my son, go and get the job done. And then now you return a couple of months later with the biggest trophy in the league. Then you had to leave. How easy was it for you at the time, telling you for that you have to step away from the club?
It wasn't easy, and then as I then too, I think I actually did not tell him directly. It was through a board management meeting, and then I had to convey that message that because of a few personal reasons, I would like to leave the post. some of the management and some of the board members decided to take it further to engage me. So we had phone call conversations. I was invited to one of them, his house, and then other board members also came there. We sat down respectfully. We had discussions, lengthy discussions, and then I made them understand that because of personal reasons that I don't want to say, I don't want to engage, or I don't want to continue.
Personal reasons has become a very big escape route.
I didn't want to continue. In fact, they thought those personal reasons could be resolved. I mean, issues between, okay, if you want me to go in there, there was no mutual respect, there was no mutual trust again, there was no mutual admiration between us. And if you are working, you are an experienced journalist, if you are working and your employers or your superiors no longer have that with you again, I think it means that you are more or less hanging. So that thing did not exist. I'm somebody, I don't want to force myself to be accepted. I don't demand respect, I command respect. When you say somebody commands respect, it means that you do certain things that somebody will say that you are this. But when you say you demand respect, it means that you don't do things right, but you expect people to acknowledge you in a position. So I always try to do things to command respect. So I didn't want us to try to pretend like we have ironed out certain things, when in actual fact, it didn't exist. So I go back to go and work, and then it escalates, and I didn't want to leave with something in the form of me and the management or me and the board.
Or something basically hanging around your neck.
Yes. So I decided to. And upon several meetings, I think those board members understood me, and then we had to part ways. And to me, I think it was a good decision for me as at that time, because there was lack of mutual respect and there was lack of mutual admiration between me and especially the management.
Tell me about the fans, yourself and the fans, living in the Garden City and serving the biggest brand, one of the biggest brands that represents Asante Man, and all of that.
They are a fantastic group of people. Kotoko fans, fantastic. You know, they love their club, they love their football, and they love their city, and they love their stadium, Baba Yara. So, and they think and feel that they are the best. That's why they say fabulous, the best. They think and feel that they are the best. So when they come to watch games, they expect nothing apart from good performance and win. Not just win, no, good performance and win.
So actually, if you score a couple of goals against the Rams,
and they are not happy with their performance, no, they are not happy. Actually, I think one of the things that paved the way for me to go back was these two things. When my first term with the club, I think the videos are there, 34 videos. You can go and watch them. Even matches we lost, you could see structured football, constructive play, and then we're getting the results. I think that paved the way for me to go back again and go and work as a coach. So they love their football, and they can go at all length to do everything to support you if they like you, in terms of, giving you, money, so many things. They can do so many things. If you are actually a player or a coach of Kotoko and you are getting results, I tell you, you always have money, in your hands. Because when they are happy, they just they just give, they just give, they just give. I can give you an example.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I won a game, very big game. I won a very big game at, I won a big game at Doma. And before I could say Jack on my phone, 20,000.
Wow.
I won a big game against House of Folk. Somebody was able to send me 20,000.
To congratulate you.
That is it.
And to appreciate your effort.
That is it.
Wow.
For the thousands and the 500s and what have you, for them, they are just common. They come. When they are happy, they can do everything to make sure that you, the player, or you, the coach, you are also happy. When the performance is not good and the results are not forthcoming, then they will show you the other side. They will let you understand that if you are a coach or you are a player and you think you know how to coach or you know how to play, they also know how to watch. So that is when you have to be calm with them. Just be humble when the results are not forthcoming or when the performances are not forthcoming. That's when you have to be humble and engage them in a constructive manner. So when it comes to Asante Kotoko supporters, they are very passionate. They love their team. They love their city. They love Baba Yara. If they are coming to the stadium, the manner in which they come to the stadium, that one alone can put pressure, can put pressure on you, the coach or the player.
Yeah.
The manner in which they are coming in their numbers. And they are so optimistic that the team is going to play well and win. So when you are in the bus and the bus enters Baba Yara and they start waving the flags and then shouting, then you see that, hey, today be today. We have to win. So sometimes when it happens that way and we enter the dressing room, I ask the players, when the bus entered, what did you see? They will describe. Then I'll ask them, with this description that you have given to me, can we disappoint the supporters? We cannot. Gentlemen, everybody should wake up. Everybody should up his game double or triple times so that we get a good performance and get the result. So they are a nice group of people to work with. And once you understand them, you can work with them, for a very long time. And even though I've left Kumasi Asante Kotoko, I don't have any ill feelings about any supporter, anybody, because it's a job I went to do somewhere along the line. Maybe what they expected that I was supposed to give to them based on what I had previously done, I didn't give to them, so I had to leave. So I left peacefully and respectfully. I didn't have any grudges with anybody. I don't think when I left, you heard me say anything anywhere. No, for social media, people can say so many things. And then if you are a coach and you say you want to go and respond to each of these things, you end up creating enmity between you and the club. And he will make his money on social media. But at the end of the day, he will create an antagonistic relationship between you and the club. And it's not good. When you leave a club as a coach, leave with all humility, with all respect. Show appreciation for the opportunity that they gave to you because they employed you, and at one point in time, that helped you to take care of your family, to take care of your other needs. So to me, when I'm leaving a club, I don't harbor any ill feelings. And as I told you earlier on, I told my family that this job, you can be hired today and you can be fired tomorrow. So when I'm going, I don't go with big things. So a bag, I just check. You are going to the hotel. I just check in into the room, and that is it. So today, when you say I should leave, I will leave. I remember when after our game against Nations, and they said they could not continue with me again. I said, no problem. I just told them at the meeting. When they mentioned, I said, no problem. I can even leave tonight if you want me to leave. But the only thing is that there are certain financial commitments you have to fulfill. Once that thing is fulfilled, I'll just pick my bag and leave. So we had to come into some term of agreement because the money was not readily available. And then later, I left, and then later it was paid in a very respectable manner. So to me, Kotoko is a nice place to be. It's a beautiful place to be. It is an institution that every coach will have the opportunity to work with. You will learn so many things. You will learn a lot of things as a coach of Kotoko, as a player of Kotoko, as a backroom staff of Kotoko. You will learn so many things. And if you are somebody who believes in what we call a learning curve, it makes you a better person as you move on. So to me, it's a beautiful and an interesting place to work.
You have now been given a very important opportunity, and you're seeing results because of the foundation you've laid. Now, behind you I see a portrait of former Black Stars captain Stephen Appiah. Stephen Appiah is a product of this same Black Stars, Black Starlets team that you are in charge of now. And the last time that he and his side took part in a major tournament in 1995, they brought glory to Ghana under the tutelage of, think about when it comes to your journey here at the Black Starlets as their head coach. I mean, you've made a remarkable achievement of qualifying for the first time in 8 years.
I want to take this opportunity before I delve into what you've asked, to thank the FA for seeing the potential in me, seeing the competency in me to appoint me as the coach. And I would also like to thank my backroom staff, the management members, for the working relationship, mutual respect and admiration between us, and management, and between me, the backroom staff. I nearly left the players out, and the players, I mean, the actors, they are the actors. Without them, we are nobody. I tell you, I can do everything at training. At training, I can freeze the game. Freeze means you stop the game and effect corrections. But when the game is ongoing, I cannot step on the field. I cannot. Doing our training, pay particular attention, and believe and trust in yourself that when you go out there, you'll be able to deliver. I think if you look at the task, it's a Herculean one. It's so clear. It's so clear. We all, the likes of Baba Musa and Co, a transition to 91 Odati Lamte, Mekofo, Emmanuel Dia, Leso Poku, Yaprekun, Sebastian Barnes, Isaac Asari, what do you call it, Kofi Nimu, all of them, the list goes on and on. We continue to Japan 93, and then Ecuador in 1995, where we had a multi-system, Audu Isaka, the disco dancer, Emmanuel Bento, the fine, gentle striker.
Who eventually became Stephen Appiah's brother-in-law.
Exactly. And then continued 97. In 99 was Ishmael Adu and Co when Duncan was in charge. So the history is there. So for me to be appointed, it tells me that it has been done already. When it comes to go winning the trophy, it has been won before. When it comes to being a first runner-up, done before. When it comes to being a second runner-up, it's done before. So I cannot, for instance, sit down and think that all is well with me. All is never well with me. I'm rather being asked to replicate to qualify, because for the past 8 years we've not been able to qualify, and we're the Ghanaians, the FA, the ministry, everybody, the management, everybody did well. So if you look at talent, we have talent. Just this morning before you walked in, I mean, we had a meeting. We are doing rescreening. So 5 groups come and gone, and we screen about 200 players, a little over.
This is from across the country.
And then we're able to select about 35 of them. So they have come. So now this morning we'll finish. We need a few. The team that went to the Wafu at Abidjan. We have the quality to the extent that we don't know whom to leave out and whom to include. For nearly 2 hours, we were, after breakfast, we were still having, more or less, it turned into like a breakfast meeting. We were there, myself, Jacob, Nathaniel, the video analyst, all of us, we were all there, trying to look at whom to include and whom to leave out, and whom, even when we leave out, can be part of the next WAFU team. So when it's talent or potential, it is there. So we have them. So we now, as a technical team, need to sit down and look at how the individual qualities or capabilities on board, so that it becomes a team, a unit. When we say a team, it's a combination of players who have come together to play for a common goal. That is a team. That's why you cannot be individualistic in a team. And me, if you are individualistic, I'll take you out of my team. For yourself, you are not playing for the team. So the potential is there. We have them. And ours is to make sure that we zoom closely on them. I didn't say we zoom far from them. We zoom closely on them, and look at what each person is bringing on board. Because the capabilities they are bringing on board, we also have to put up a game model or a game structure to be easy for these boys to fit into. We know types of structures, types of, but then we must pay particular attention to each of them. So at the end of the day, to take, so that we know that this is the way we want to play, this is the way we want to play. But then we all also already know that Ghana will have a style of play, so we don't have to deviate on that. With management, one of the management member asked was, I should briefly tell him the when it comes to style of play. And I started from 1989, coming. Somewhere along the line, he asked me to stop. He just asked me to stop. And he said, Coach, I can tell you that you are the right person for the job. You have been able to convince me. That's why I asked. So I'm well informed about how the Starlets play and the expectations. It was not about the Black Stars. In the early 90s, it was about the Starlets. Yeah, it was about the Black Starlets. It was not about the Black Stars. It was about the Black Starlets. So you could see everywhere, anytime the Black Starlets played and Ghana won, everybody was happy. The Black Stars, no more the Black Starlets. So how do we revive this? The area, the ambience around the Black Starlets, it's no more. How do we revive it? It is up to me and you. When I say you, everybody, the stakeholders, for us to play our diverse role around the Black Starlets comes back. And more importantly, the key responsibility is about we, the technical staff. We have to make sure that we select the right players without it. It doesn't, that this person is coming from here. You know the team that went to Ivory Coast, the 23 players that went to Ivory Coast. I didn't know where each player, any of them, I didn't know where any of them was coming from.
I see.
But these were players I was with for two months. These were players I was with. I didn't know where my goalkeepers were coming from, I didn't know. And I didn't want to know. Why should I know where you are coming from before I give you selection? I should rather be interested in what you can give to me as a coach. And because at the end of the day, or your native song, when the team assembles on the line, it is the national anthem that is played. Is that not it?
That is it.
Which flag do we see? Ghana flag. So all of us in the interest of the flag, not about any individual. So to me, the potential is there, and we need to make sure that we select the right potentials, blend them, bring them together, give them the right training, appropriate and proper training, and make sure that they play as a team and get us the results that we want. So, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because more or less I'm more into development. I'm in player. Remember, in terms of what are the first black or African to reach them. I mean, it has always been expatriates. I remember he called me that he wanted me to come and coach. I was like, maybe you
the wrong person.
He said, no. They made recommendations about you, so I don't want to go outside to go and pick any coach. They said you can do it. If you are interested, come to me, come to my house, and then let's talk. I told him no problem, I will come. And then I went to him. I remember I went with my wife. We sat down, we spoke, and then he asked us to go to the facility, go and inspect, look at the place. If we think that we can live there as a family, doors are open for us to come and work. And that was how I got the opportunity to be there. So my background has basically been about youth development. So to me, I think I'm at the right place and I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
Do you have any personal target that you have set for the under-17?
I told them, yes. When we're going to the WAFU, I told them we have to win. We are Ghana. I remember telling the FA and management that the coach is rather buying pressure for himself. When we're going, they said we should go and qualify. I told them we are going to win. Now, when we go to Morocco, it's 10 teams that are going to qualify out of the 16 teams. So we only Qatar for the World Cup. But Yamoussoukro, I told the players and I told management that we need to go and win the trophy. You see, when you aim at the trophy, qualification becomes easy for you, is it not it? Well, it's about the trophy. So to me, we have a very good management committee. We have good players. We have technical staff, and I think if we do everything well, and then luck comes to our side, then we can easily win. Luck is an important thing in life. I hope you know that. In psychology, we say luck comes to the prepared mind. Luck comes to the prepared mind. So when you are prepared, let me give you an example. Then you are playing, and then the last minute, then there's a ball that is about entering the net, and then somebody is on the line, he clears the ball. You have been, for all you know, you have been practicing this over and over and over. Yeah. So once you have been practicing it, for the supporters, they don't know that you have been practicing. That when there's a corner kick or there's a free kick, this person is supposed to be here, so that when there's a goal mouth melee and they play the ball, you can clear the ball behind the goalkeeper. So you clear the ball and the supporters say, Charlie, we were lucky, that ball would have led to our defeat, or that ball would have led to the equalizer. The players have been trained on that. So at that time, they were in position. So when the ball came, they cleared the ball. So the luck comes to the prepared mind. They were prepared and they knew where to be on the field. They got the job done. So to me, we need to do everything well, and then at the same time pray and hope that we have luck on our side so that we'll be able to win the trophy. I'll be so happy, and I'm sure you'll be so happy. I'm sure Ghanaians will be so happy if we go to Morocco, and that we can rewrite the dominance nature of the Black Starlets.
Very briefly, which other teams would you rate continent as we get into this major tournament? Which other teams do you see as other teams to beat in this
think Morocco, Ivory Coast, we play them. They are a very good side. South Africa, they are also a very good side. Uganda, if you look at what they are, you see that they are focused on youth development, trying to make sure that they have a structure transition from 17 to 20.
And
Lai is there. My good brother and colleague is there. That I think we need to keep an eye on. But then it's all about getting. We need to prepare ourselves physically, technically, tactically. And once we get these things in place, and then with the support of the ministry, with the support of the FA, I'm sure we can go to Morocco, Africa. Remember, we've won it twice, this tournament. Ghana has won it twice. So as I said earlier on, when we go there, it has been done already. So you see my mentality. I'm trying to do it already. So I tell the players that those players and those coaches or technical staff and management members, when they are writing their names, they write them in gold. We also have to write in gold. So that's the sort of injection I'm putting into their minds.
Well, let's now zero in on the relationship between you and these young boys. It's some months now. You've been on a very, very intensive run of playing in tournaments, playing in trial matches, all of that. I get concerned sometimes about the young ones who have to be turned away, especially with the conversation we're having off air, where one exceptionally good player has to go because he's not able to pass an MRI test.
It's not an easy thing. One, what I've been doing is to engage them. Yeah. So, for instance, let me start this way. That I see them to be my children, and I see them to be my nephews. So, and they also see me to be a father or an uncle. Likewise, the rest of my backroom staff or technical staff. When I came in, that was the first thing I told them, that they should see us to be their parents, their fathers. They should see us to be their guardians. They should see us to be their uncles. So they should be free. They should be relaxed to approach us and discuss issues with us, both on the field and off the field. And I think it was able to calm them, and we've been having very positive relationship. After, for instance, Abidjan, do you know I've been calling them? They've also been calling me. We've been texting, what's happened? I check on them, did you go to training? What is happening? I try to let them give me updates. Yeah, it was after the Abidjan that I tried to look at the teams where they come from, where they play. So I try to engage them. What is it that they are doing? They should tell me. And it's been positive. They also call me. We've been engaging ourselves. When it comes to those who have to be turned away because of MRI, it's not easy. I was telling you, one boy went home. He's a photocopy of Abedi Pele or Mohamed Polo. He gets the ball, he will just dribble you. And number 10, he will just dribble you. In tight spaces, he will just receive the ball, break the line. Very good player. Tiny, lanky. We least expected him to fail. Only for the result to come that he got 6. And the MRI is from 1 to 5 pass. Anything after 5 is a failure. And even when you have 5, because we have some time, I guarantee, because the bone continues to grow. So normally what we try to do is to have an eye on the 1 to 4. So if anything and it's tournament time, you'll be 5. Whatever MRI that will be done here, when we get to Morocco, all of them will go and do it again. So there will be a schedule. So Team Ghana, we go to the facility, and then each player will go through the MRI. Our medical staff will be there, the team doctor, the physio, they will all be there, and then they go through it. So if somebody, for instance, has 5, and we don't manage that person very well, he can get there and we'll have 6. So what we are trying to do is that we try to make sure that we get those with lower MRI. That is it. So when it happens that way, the psychosocial aspect of it, we call them one by one, we engage them that this is the situation. You know, MRI, we don't have control over it. Yesterday we're cracking a joke that MRI, no, whether I say him, so you need power, so I have boil, so I then baby will be a bonaba. Yes, I mean, when the boy failed, I mean, so we try to engage them to let them understand that that is not the end of the road.
Is there, for instance, a collaboration as well between you and the under-20 coach, so that sometimes, players like these can be given some consideration?
Exactly. Maswa Kunedu is the coach, and he's also here. So everything we do, he comes to sit and then he watches. I even recommended some of the players for him to come so that he will see them, which he readily accepted. And then you know the good thing, those who played the U17 the last time, all of them were contacted. So those who were available had to come and justify their inclusion with the U20 team. And then the U15, Yaprekon, the one Yaprekon also handled. I had 3 of these players in my team. Hakim, Gavi, the joint, goal scorer, and then the goalkeeper. Now we even have one, Festus, who has just joined. So it's a transitional thing. There's that link. We are trying to create it like a network where from 15 you come to 17, and then from 17 you graduate to 20. And fortunately, if you look at the mutual respect and admiration between me and Maswo, I mean, I see him to be an elder brother. I see him to be a mentor, somebody who has seen it at all levels. He's played at all levels. He's coached at all levels, including in the World Cup. So I see him to be somebody who is so knowledgeable. So anytime I see him, I'm so humbled to see him. And when you engage him, you can see the depth of knowledge that he has. So there's that mutual respect and admiration between the two of us. So that transition is going to continue, I'm sure, as far as we are concerned. And it's something that the FA has already put in place, that they want that thing to continue. You remember Odate and Co, 91, they went to Australia 93, and then from there they went to Barcelona 92. From 91, yes, they went to Barcelona 92, and then they went to Australia 93. You know, that thing was there. So I'm sure it's something that if we are able to keep to, it will help us, so that they don't jump the stages. When they jump the stages, it affects their performance, so that it should be gradual, and then they get there. But then there can still be exceptional ones who can jump the stages. This boy who is going home, Nat, if I tell you, you know Abedi Pele, you know Mohamed Polo. If I tell you a player,
it's a combination of both.
That is it.
Wow.
And this guy is going home. He's going home.
Coach, in wrapping up the conversation, I want you to tell me what refreshes your mind, how you wind down, and how you just take things easy after a day of hard work. Taking all of these tough decisions, projecting for the future, looking ahead to what will also be a very big defining moment for you in your career. I'm talking about the Under-17 AFCON, which is coming up, and all these others. How do you put all of these together, and where do you find the balance, on the other side, which is off the pitch and off the cameras, off, everybody's attention?
Interesting. I mean, it's more or less like we don't have life. I'm basically the indoor type.
Okay.
Yeah, and fortunately, I've been able to carve that image, that brand for myself. So when I go out, people want to take photos, autos with me. So sometimes I'll be driving. I'll tell you a story. I mean, I got to a barrier I mean, policemen saw me and they identified me. I had to come out of my car and take photos with them. Meanwhile, there were other cars who were behind. They were so excited to see me. And then another thing is that when people also see me face to face, it's like I look different for them. On TV, they say I look different. And then when they see me, I look like a small boy to them. So one asked me that, on TV, your face is different. Yeah. And then, I mean, normal social life, I say, Charlie, there's 3 points there. So there's nothing to laugh about when you are on the touchline. Yeah. It's all about focusing. So after training, I freshen up. If I need to take in something again, I take it in, and then I'll take that, I'll eat, and then I'll freshen up, and then quickly I'll look at what we have done, what I need to take away, what I need to keep, and what I need to add. I've said 3 things. I'll look at the training, I'll reflect, look at what I have to take away from the training, what I have to add, and what I have to keep. And then after doing that quickly, I'll set up, or I'll put together the next training program and then forward it to my colleagues online. I'll forward it to them, and then they will also have a look at it. And then after that, I try to watch some videos. I can watch TV. I like detective movies. I like detective movies, especially with subtitles. I want to read fast, which I'm good at. And then I like Chinese movies. You know
those
why?
Action ones?
Yeah, the Chinese movie. Do you know why?
Tell me why.
When they start, you don't understand. They will be fighting about something. They will be fighting about something that sometimes you have no idea. So you have to keep focus. Yeah. You have to keep focus so that you will not miss
any part of the story.
Part of it. If you miss a part of the story, you will not be able to understand. You will not enjoy the movie. Yeah. And I see it to be more of tactics and strategy. You know, they try to go and kill somebody somewhere. They try to go and kidnap somebody. These are all about tactics and strategy. So I like them. And then when it comes to the detective movies, it's the same thing. Right. So I like, such movies.
Maybe after your coaching career, we will get you a role to become a detective. Coach, thank you. But as we are wrapping this up, we've spoken about what gives you balance. But one of the most important things is your family unit and your family system. On the day when you were named Coach of the Year at the Ghana Football Awards, you proudly walked up with your lovely wife, Dr. Mrs. Nathaniel Attoh. Now, she obviously is the one who holds the fort when you have to be moving around and dealing with all of these crazy schedules.
Yes, she's been very supportive, very amazing woman. She's so passionate about what I do as a coach, so passionate. In fact, when I lose a game, she finds it very difficult to comprehend. She finds it very difficult to relax, to even eat, including the case. She's been so supportive, very, very supportive, very prayerful, supporting me, trying to make sure that she brings other people who are colleagues, who are friends, to say a word of prayer for me anytime I'm on the battlefield. I remember when we went to Ivory Coast and we lost the first, we drew against Togo and lost against Ivory Coast. She called me and was like, what is the problem? I should tell her what the problem is. I said, there's no problem, only that we are now gradually warming into the tournament and that things will change. And I remember what she says, please, you better let things change you, because for me, I'm playing my role here. I've gathered the people. They are saying a word of prayer for you. So technically, what you have to also do it with your technical staff and players so that we get the results.
Amazing. So as a nation, it means that we owe her an AFCON trophy and eventually a FIFA World Cup trophy.
She's been very supportive.
And the red tie. At Kotoko, it was the consistent white shirt and the red tie, sometimes on a suit. Yes. Today you are in a black. What will be the next phase of your outlook Or we keep that under wraps?
Yeah, I think the flag of Kotoko is red and white.
Yeah.
So when I went there, I decided to
Do the red tie.
Yeah, to make sure that I look like them.
Yeah.
And it's all about imaging and branding.
Yeah.
As a coach, you need to position yourself in such a way that you become appealing and attractive, so that when you are leading the group, everybody becomes happy seeing you. So that's why black tie, I think, is good. Maybe when we get to Morocco and the weather is good, I'm sure you see me in jacket.
Amazing. Coach, what would I say? Thank you so much. And as a fellow brother and a friend from Dangmeland, I would say, Maone Jomone, Ihamo Hewaba, Kone Unyene, Uke Chunichumionake for Uhemio, Kone Anunyamone, Inyene Ibagana. Chapiu Wuope, say Imanyama Bagana.
Muchumka. Okliboni.
Thank
you.
Well, so don't just get lost. All I was just saying was I was just invoking blessings on him so that what is ahead of him will be achieved, so that he can have focus and achieve what he wants to achieve. And of course, when you come to the Dangme side of town, we say Okliboni and we say Panamo. Yes, if you don't know how to pronounce that or go around that line, when you meet me in town, don't worry, ask me and I'll take you through it and you become a master of it. We've been having a conversation with the head coach of the national under-17 male team, the Black Starlets, who have a major assignment ahead of them in April in Morocco. Well, that will be a very, very big task indeed, because it could be the start of another full generation of big stars who will infiltrate different parts of the world with their talent and with the Ghana flag flying ahead of them. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. There's more to come as we do these one-on-ones and celebrate the positive sides of our sports sector here in Ghana. Thanks to the whole production team. My name is